Hi everyone, my name is Miss Barnshaw, Head of Psychology at Beacon Academy, and today I'm going to talk you through A-level psychology. Psychology is a really popular A-level choice here at Beacon, and we're really successful as a department as well in terms of our results and outcomes. Students like the subject because it's interesting, challenging, and relevant to everyday life. The aim of this presentation is to just give you an idea of what the subject is, what the course involves, and some of the skills and careers it can lead to. Hopefully by the end, you'll know whether psychology might be a good choice for you. So, what exactly is psychology? Psychology is defined as the scientific study of the mind and behaviour. On the slide now, you can see some of the kinds of questions we explore, like why do people obey authority? Why do some people develop mental illnesses? And what happens when certain parts of the brain are damaged? Psychologists use experimental research to investigate these questions, and that's why it's considered as a science and is accepted as a science by most universities in terms of thinking about further study after sixth form. And of course, primarily, it's a people-focused subject. There are lots of reasons to study psychology. First and most importantly, it helps us understand human behaviour, so why we think, feel, and act the way we do. It also helps us make sense of the world because psychological research explains real life events. Along the way, you'll develop lots of skills like critical thinking. You'll learn to analyse information and question assumptions that you have. Psychology also gives you lots of transferable skills like communication, problem solving, research and analysis, which will be valued in lots of different careers. So on the screen now, you can see the structure of psychology. We cover 11 different topics and they are assessed in 3 separate papers. So in year 12, we cover the content for papers 1 and 2, which includes social influence, so that's looking at why people conform or obey, and attachment, where we explore how early relationships with caregivers can affect our later behaviour and relationships as adults. We also study approaches in psychology, which look at how different psychologists have different ways of explaining human behaviour. So, for example, some psychologists believe we are the product of how we are raised, so how we're brought up by our parents, while others believe we're the product of our genes, so we're born a particular way. We also cover research methods in year 12, and in year 13 we build on this with more advanced research methods and the paper 3 content. For example, in schizophrenia, we look at how biological explanations like brain chemistry can help us understand and treat this mental health condition. Psychology is a linear course, so that means that all the assessment takes place at the end of year 13 through the 3 exam papers that we just looked at. There will be no coursework. The exams are 2 hours long and they're each out of 96. The exams include a mix of questions, so you get a couple of multiple choice, then there's some short answer questions, and then extended essays, which are a maximum of 16 marks. These 16-mark essays are really important. They require you to be concise and accurate using keywords while evaluating effectively using evidence and explanation. The skills that are covered in the paper include AO1, which is your knowledge. You're then assessed on your ability to apply that knowledge to a scenario that you're given, which is called AO2. And AO3 is your ability to evaluate and analyse research, theories, studies, etc. You'll also use mathematical skills, so these make up 10% of the exam, and research methods, which is really, really important in terms of a topic because it's mainly assessed in paper 2. It's double weighted in that paper, so it counts for 48 of the 96 marks, but it can appear in the other papers as well, so paper 1 and 3, and in total it will make up 25 to 30% of the overall assessment. So in terms of what you need to be successful in psychology, it really helps if you enjoy asking why people behave the way they do and to have a genuine interest in people. So if you're someone who's a little bit nosy or you enjoy people watching, then psychology might be a subject that you enjoy. Of course, as well, an interest in science because the subject combines both science and people. You'll need a good standard of English. As mentioned before, there's some extended writing, and you'll need to be comfortable with some maths and statistics, especially for the research methods section. But most importantly, you'll need a willingness to think critically about research, to question the findings that you're given, and to be prepared to evaluate evidence. And of course, these are skills that we will help teach you as well. So up on the screen now is just a list of some of the skills that you will gain if you choose to take psychology as an A-level. So you'll build your critical thinking, you'll learn to evaluate information like a scientist, you'll gain research skills, including analysing data and the ability to draw conclusions from the data you've got. Communication is really important too, so you'll learn to explain ideas clearly and confidently. You'll also strengthen your problem solving skills, be able to apply psychology to real life challenges, for example, improving mental health support in schools. And finally, studying psychology helps you develop empathy, an appreciation for others and their differences, which is hugely valuable in both your personal life and professional life. Psychology is a really popular choice as an undergraduate degree, and it opens up a wide range of different careers. Lots of our students choose to take psychology at degree level. Some go on to be clinical or counselling psychologists working with mental health. Others might specialise in areas like education, child development, forensic psychology, and there are also roles, as you can see on the screen, in health, neuropsychology, occupational psychology, and sports and exercise. But it's important to realise that an A-level in psychology doesn't necessarily mean you have to take it as a degree in terms of your further study after sixth form, because lots of the skills you gain are transferable and really valuable in many other careers. So skills like critical thinking, your ability to research, communicate, and really understand people are important in different careers like business, marketing, and human resources. So just want you to understand that psychology as an A-level can lead you down a career specifically with that subject, but more broadly, it can give you lots of valuable skills in lots of other careers as well. That brings me to the end of the presentation. I really hope this has given you a clear insight into what A-level psychology is all about. It really is a fascinating subject and practical. It helps you understand people and develop skills that are useful in many different careers. Thank you for listening, and I hope this helps you decide whether psychology could be the right choice for you.